I'm Noreen, and welcome back to my kitchen today for another episode of What's for Dinner. What you see before you is a delicious mess. This is my version of chicken paprika or chicken paprikash, only this is my quick and easy weeknight version that'll only take about an hour to make instead of the typical 3 or 4 hours that it takes to make my traditional grandmother's version of this recipe. This uses boneless, skinless chicken breasts, onions, sour cream. It has the same flavors. It's not quite as rich as the original because we're not dealing with skin on chicken or bone-in chicken, but boy is this good and satisfying. Let's go see how this all comes together. We're going to go over all of the ingredients for our quick chicken paprika skillet. What I have is 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I have filleted, which means I have laid them flat on the counter or on the board, and I take my very sharp knife and I cut them in half lengthwise right down the center. So I actually get 2 pieces or 2 cutlets of chicken out of 1 chicken breast. This is an excellent use for your Zacon chicken breast, and if you want more information on how you can get that, I'll leave a link down below. We're also going to be dredging the chicken in a mixture of all-purpose flour. So I have a cup of flour and I have some seasonings. What I have here is a teaspoon each of sweet paprika, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. So that's what we're going to mix with the flour. We're going to put everything in a bag and we're going to give it a good dredge. I have 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of oil melting and heating up in my skillet. And then after we get this dredged, we're going to saute about 4 medium-sized onions. Yes, this has a lot of onions in it, so you can see there's about 4 cups. I filled up a quart jar. We're also going to be using about 4 cloves of garlic. We're going to use 4 cups or 1 quart of chicken stock. And then the best part is sour cream. I have a 16-ounce container of good quality sour cream. I usually only use Daisy brand, and that's what this is. So 2 cups of sour cream, and then to the sour cream we're going to be adding 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour for a thickener. And before we add the creamy stuff, we're going to have to add the paprika because it's chicken paprika. I have 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of good quality sweet paprika. I'm using Dredged brand. It's this brand that is the only brand of paprika that I ever use, especially when making chicken paprika or chicken paprikash. This is imported from Hungary, and all paprika is ground sweet peppers, bell peppers. So there's 4 tablespoons of sweet paprika and a teaspoon of salt, because the salt that we put in the flour, not all of it's going to end up in the pan. That's it. We're going to boil off about 1 pound of elbow macaroni. You can make your own homemade gnocchidli or your homemade egg noodles or whatever you want, but this is a weeknight. I want this done quick. I want it on the table sooner than 4 hours from now. So we're going to meet you. I'm going to go ahead and dredge the chicken, and I'll be right back, and we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Okay, I'm just dredging the last 2 pieces of chicken. Pretty sure many of you already know how to do this, but for those of you who've never seen it done, I went ahead and I mixed up my flour and my spices in this bag. And we're just dipping each piece of chicken in here until it gets evenly coated. You don't want it to be too much, you just want it to be just right. So if you feel like you've got a lot of flour on there, then just go ahead and kind of knock it off the best you can. But you don't want it like swimming in flour, just enough to give it a little crisp. And now we're done doing that. I'm gonna meet you over at the stove and we will start browning the chicken off. Okay, we're gonna get started browning off our chicken, and I have my oil and my butter heated in my pan. I have this set over medium heat, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting my chicken in there. And you don't need to cook this all the way through right away. You just need to get a good brown on it so that we can, because we'll finish cooking this off later as it simmers in the broth before we make the sauce. So I'll go ahead and I will finish searing these off, and I will bring you back when I take out the last few pieces. This is going to take at least 4 minutes per side, and then you're going to want to flip them, and when they're nice and brown, you'll know it's time to turn them over. So I'll show you what that looks like when we come back. Alright, we finished browning off our chicken, and as you can see, it's nice and brown. It's got a little bit of crispness on the outside. Now that's not going to stay because we're going to simmer this in the broth and it's gonna pretty much go away. Now, I'm gonna pour off just a little bit of this fat from the pan, only because there's a lot there and we don't need quite that much. There's about a tablespoon left in the pan. I'm gonna grab the onions, get those in there, and the garlic. And just go ahead and give these a good saute. Just turn them around in that oil and butter mixture. This is going to help bring all the brown bits up off the bottom of the pan as well, because those are flavor. You don't want to lose those. You want to leave those in. Those are good flavor. Now I'm going to grab the paprika. The last time I made this, I only put 3 tablespoons of paprika in it. When I had my mom taste it, she's like, needs more paprika. So 4 it is, people, 4. It is chicken paprika, after all. Just get that in there. And you really want to toast the paprika because you want to bring out all the flavor. Now, grab your broth. Remember, we have a quart of chicken stock here. And that's just that's some of that organic chicken stock that I picked up at Sam's Club. I think you guys saw it in one of my hauls. And this is exactly what you want it to look like at this point. Now, we're going to return this chicken right back to the pan with the onions and the paprika and the chicken stock. Oh, talk about awesome. I'm so excited for dinner tonight. Bring this to a simmer, and we're going to let this simmer for just 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to mix up the components that make the creamy sauce. Okay, we have simmered for about 10 minutes, and I've just turned it down to medium from medium-high heat. Now we have to prepare our sour cream mixture, which is over here. I have my sour cream in a measuring cup, and I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. So basically what we're making is a liaison, if you know anything about that, like sauce making and everything else. So the flour and the sour cream is going to make this sauce thick and rich and creamy, and it's gonna be delicious. Now we have to temper our sour cream. Now my sour cream is at room temperature. It's been sitting on my counter for about an hour. And what you want to do is you want to take about 1 cup of the sauce from the pan that's boiling, and you want to mix it in here with the sour cream. You see how it looks like it's going to curdle? But this is why we're doing this in the measuring cup, which is going to prevent this from curdling in the pan. This is going to help everything in the pan remain nice and creamy. Now I'm going to turn the heat off completely. If I can just tell you, if you could smell this, oh my dear, it is so amazing. It smells just wonderful. Now, you'd never want to do this when your heat is turned on. Now go ahead and pour your sour cream mixture into your pan. Go ahead and give it a good stir and get everything nice and incorporated with that cream, the sour cream and the flour. And the flour that we put in the sour cream is going to thicken everything up just a little bit and make this sauce silky and smooth, and it's just gonna envelop that chicken. I am actually gonna call this good and finished. Next, we're going to meet you back at the counter, and we're going to serve you a delicious plate of quick and easy chicken paprika skillet supper. Well, there you have it. Our complete chicken paprika skillet dinner is all ready to go. I plated it with our elbow macaroni and some home canned green beans, and just for fun I gave it a sprinkle of black pepper and some additional paprika for color so the pictures will be pretty. You know, we gotta do it. So I could not be more pleased, but just so you'll believe me, I'm gonna make Rick taste it.
If I have to.
I mean, he's already tasted it, folks. All right. Oh, there is nothing better. I mean, this is one of those comfort foods from my childhood, and it is just intense and amazing. What do you think, babe? This is simply delicious.
That is so good.
I love it with elbow macaroni, but you can do it with egg noodles or homemade nokedli, which is a Hungarian egg noodle. It's so good. You're gonna love this.
Knocks it out of the park.
Oh man. This is the perfect ending to a perfect day, and I hope you'll give it a try. If you like the video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button if you liked what you saw, and welcome. I always love meeting new people and having new people join me in my kitchen. If you are already a tried and true member of the Noreen's Kitchen family, thank you very much. And remember, hit that bell notification button because we want all of you to see all of the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we upload all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. I hope you'll give this quick and easy chicken paprika skillet a try, and I hope that you'll love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.